I do now. I'm not new to this. I'm true to this. Audio or no audio, it's still true. How long are you going to put your needs on the back burner for other people? I don't need audio to resonate. I came live today because a lot of us have been plagued by this idea that the universe is not being kind to us. I was talking about first, before I realized that my audio was out, about a high school buddy that heard me over beers crying about how my father harmed me in high school emotionally and physically. And it was really hard for me to get through high school because I was overwhelmed and overburdened by private pain. And he was like, shut that shit up. We didn't come here to hear about your cry. This ain't therapy. And so many of us are being disregarded in our personal lives by our family and friends and people that we know when we need to speak our truth. And the truth that I came to speak today is that I used to believe that a man with pointy ears and a pointy tail was chasing me in life because I wasn't living according to the standards of other quote unquote spiritual and religious people. And for 20 plus years, I believed that life was happening to me. This circumstance, this pain, this trauma, this fear that I'm having is my karmic debt. Because even the spiritual people, KM, they believe that I hear it from, in my coaching practice, I hear it from people every week. Some of y'all believe that you're living out bad karma, that bad thing. Some of you have exchanged the devil. You no longer believe that the devil is chasing you or that God is out to get you with the lightning bolt for the bad ways and the bad things you do. Some of y'all have exchanged God's jealousy. Hashtag God is a jealous God. Some of y'all have exchanged the jealousy of God and the flames of the devil for believing that you're encountering bad karma for being human. And this morning, I thought, as I'm talking to TikTok, I thought about the time that I was driving down the highway at 85 miles per hour in the pouring rain, convinced that I deserved to crash the car because of my quote unquote sinful lifestyle. I've told y'all very honestly, for 20 years, I woke up every day mad that I lived through the night. Did not feel worthy of being here because somebody outside of me said I was not worthy. Let me tell you today, you're very worthy of having a happy, healthy, and free life. And it may not look like anybody else's happy, healthy, and free life, but it's yours. It's yours. And if you're out there in life and you're living through the greed, hatred, anger, and delusion just like me, we're all living under greed, hatred, anger, and delusion. If things are happening to you that are not in your preference today, these things are not happening to you. Everything is happening for you and your evolution. You are not a victim of the things that happen. Take ownership of your life and make the best of the challenges along your journey. See how difficult moments are helping you to become the best version of who you are. And here's the biggest thing that has saved my bacon for the last 30 plus years. Choose today, if you are willing, to be grateful and thankful. It may not change what you're going through, but it will lift your spirit. And like I started with today, stop putting yourself and your needs on the back burner. Stop lighting yourself on fire to keep other people warm. They're going to be okay. Their train is coming. You don't need to surround yourself, as the first card says, with toxic people who are keeping you stagnant. I would encourage you to make a list of everyone in your life that's trying to speak death over your dreams or to tell you that you're not worthy of what you can do. I'm not that kind of friend. I'm not that kind of human. When people tell me that they have a dream that they want to do, I'm like, yo, what are we going to do to make that dream happen? That's what I do in my coaching practice all day, every day. What can we do to help you accomplish your dream? Now, I will tell you this. There are times when someone says to me their dream, and I go, I believe in their dream. And I wonder if they're going to do what it takes to make that dream happen. There's one guy who I'm thinking about right now. I'm trying to be sensitive because I'm a real talker and sometimes that offends people, KM. But there's one kid that I was working with. He wanted to be an actor. And he wanted to be a mate, and he wants to be. Hopefully he's out there and he still wants to be an actor. I met him at his retail job here in town, and he told me he wanted to be an actor. And I was like, yo, I've been an actor all my life. I've acted professionally. I would love to work with you on your acting. He showed up for like a month to work with me on acting. And then he started making excuses. Oh, Dr. Flo, my money didn't come in. Oh, Dr. Flo, I'm busy. Oh, Dr. Flo, I forgot. Oh, Dr. Flo, I slept through the alarm. Oops, Dr. Flo. It wasn't that he could not have his dream. It's that he was unwilling to do what it takes to actualize the dream. And this is not said today to create toxic shame or fear or dread in people. We teach here in Love and Action Network daily, don't we, KM? Don't we, Tara? Don't we? Who's still here? Insurance. Hey, Alexis. And some stranger that's watching me from outside in the hallway. We teach here that you only need 4 ingredients to cook your dream. If you bring those 4 ingredients into Love and Action Network, we can make a pizza. Are you willing to be honest? Are you willing to be open? Oh, KB, you're one of those. You're one of those people on TikTok that wants to be in the room, but you don't want anybody to see that you're in the room. Does that work for you at the grocery store? Is there a way that you go to the grocery store to pick up your pasta, but nobody can see you? Let me know, because you know me, I'm an introvert in real life. So let me know how you go to, oh, you're cooking something. You're cooking something. There are people, I don't worry about it. I know who you are. I'm a profiler. Like those shows you see on TV. I'm a profiler. I just want to know, like, you're in the room here, but you're cloaked in the room and you're invisible here. I need you to teach me how you go to the grocery store to get pasta like that. Woo. What was I talking about? So, if you are honest, whatever that means for you, open, willing, and available, the universe can help you cook your dream. And people will come into your life to help you build it. Ask, believe, put your love in action, receive. But too many people, loved and lovable, are not honest, open, willing, and available as it relates to their dreams. This is an invitation to get honest, open, willing, and available about who you want to be and what you want to do with your life. How did we get here? We got here because I started thinking with KM this morning about how from age 20 to the middle of last year, I had a deep hatred of myself, always running as an undercurrent of my life. And I would not be talking about this. Like, this is not stuff that people admit, so you'll know that I'm not making it up. This is not shit that people say out loud, which is why you know that I'm not putting on or performing for the cameras. People don't tell you this stuff. That, like, middle of last year, I was standing in the backyard of a scam house in North Carolina. And I asked Tara on the phone, I said, our chief operations officer here with the network, I said, Tara, why do I hate myself so much? She goes, I don't know. Why do you hate yourself so much? And that current had run under my life from age 20 to age 41. And because I hated myself and I hated my humanity, it made sense that there'd be a man with pointy ears and a pointy tail who was out to get me. And it would make sense that people didn't like me or people didn't want to be around me. All of those cognitive distortions and lies that I told myself came to be because I was not in healthy relationship and alignment with my great I am. This is our year of Jubilee. This is the year that we get free once and for all. Why am I going live more, and why am I stepping out into this? And why has KM Essentials Magic Care seen me transition from being like, oh God, like, why do I have to be here today, to being a person that's tapped in, tuned in, and turned on to what's happening? How did we get here? Well, one night I was up, and somehow the algorithm got me into an interview with a mega pastor with one of the largest, if not the largest, mega churches in the whole United States. You may have heard of this guy. His name is Joel Osteen. He's a very sweet, kind, assigned, white at birth man, but he ain't got the fire that KM has. He ain't got the fire that Dr. Flo has. He doesn't need it. But I'm like, yo, if this guy is out here, and y'all probably have examples of this in your lives, if they're out there standing in their truth and owning their power and owning their magic, here's one thing. Just like Whitney Houston said to Luther Vandross. Luther Vandross was sitting in a restaurant one day looking at the waiters, because you know that Luther Vandross was one of the girls. May he rest in power. Luther Vandross was one of the girls. And so he's sitting there with Whitney Houston at dinner. Okay? And he goes, that one, look at his chest. Look at his waist. Look at his legs. Mm-hmm. Look at him. Look at his waist. Look at his physique. Oh, I wish I had that. I wish I had his waist. I wish I had his chest. I wish I had his legs. And Whitney Houston said to Luther Vandross, but Luther, you can sing. Luther, you can sing. None of these men in here serving us and waiting on tables can sing. Luther, you can sing. And I thought about that this morning, KM, because I've never heard Joel Osteen sing. He hires amazing singers. Um, he hired Israel. He hired the people from Anointed, Daedra, and her brother. I forget the brother's name. He hires amazing entertainers in gospel and in CCM because he can't sing. But I can sing. I was sitting there watching this interview, and I'm like, I could really give people a good word and a spiritual Broadway spectacular every week, multiple times a week, if I got out of my own way and gave love my best. Fuck giving people your best. What happens when you give yourself your best and give love and the energy of love and give the universe your best and start living from that overflow? And that's why we're investing in the websites, lovedandlovable.org, askdrflo.com, lovecityarts.net. We're investing in these platforms and expanding and just throwing money at it because it's going to come back to us tenfold, KM, because we're obedient. I'm reminded always these days about the story of, the fairy tale of Jonah and how they say that Jonah ended up in the stinky belly of a whale or a fish. They can never make up their minds about whether it's a whale or a fish or a whale. Anyway, he was in a very rotten animal, according to this story. Now, I don't know how many people that you've seen inside a fish, but according to the stories, he ended up in the stomach of the fish because God, love, integrity, self-trust told him to go and to speak love and freedom over the people in a place. And he refused to go because he was what? Like Dr. Flo? He was afraid. What if they come one day and they don't come back? What if they creep in the audience and don't say anything until they want? What if they're outside in the hallway right now not saying anything? What if they laugh at me? What if they taunt me? What if they become one of my clients and leave me? What if they promise to be my grandma? There's one person in the community, may never see her again. My grandma died last year and she was like, I'll be your grandma now. And just like my grandma in real life, I don't ever hear from her. What if they abandon me? And now I'm hearing the Spirit of the Sovereign today say, doesn't matter if they abandon you, Flo, as long as you don't abandon yourself. That's how I've won in this life. Mama, daddy cut me off. Fake friends cut me off. High school people left. I got a trail of tears of people who said they loved me and believed in me and then turned their back on me or were nowhere to be found in my hour of need. It's fine for them to abandon you as long as you don't abandon yourself. And even in those moments, for those of you who believe in the energy called God as it's traditionally taught, even in the moments when you feel like the energy called God is not hearing you, do you hear yourself? Do you hear yourself? Do you hear that yearning in your heart to be bigger and to be better and to be bolder? And to say, I speak for me. Sure, you may have heard who Dr. Flo is, or sure, you may come in here in the lives and think you know something about me, but every day that I rise, I speak love for me. This is the radical change that is needed right now in our world. Because the Project 2025 people and the men in the pointy hats that they stole from black people, did you know, KM, that the men in the pointy hats that try to terrorize everyone in the United States, did you know that they stole their entire outfits from people that look like us? That's not even an original thought itself. They're out here lighting things on fire on people's lawns and wearing the white pointy hats. That's not even original. They stole that from assigned black at birth people too. When I found that out last month, I was like, yes. In Africa, there were ancient spiritualists who were wearing all white and pointy hats doing their rituals. They stole that and then tried to turn it into a propaganda of unworthiness and torment against us. The fuck? We're taking our power back, folks. We're taking our power back. Live free, die free. Live free, die free. Tara, I'm coming. Live free, die free. So I got a podcast to get to that I'm running late for, but I produce it, so there's grace and mercy for me. I need y'all to know that something is happening in the world. Something is happening in the hearts of the people. And one thing that's happening as I edit this slide deck for the podcast, we're recognizing that what we were handed at times was some bullshit. The things that we use to get us here, while some of them are legacy things that we can use going forward, some of the things no longer serve us. And I'll land here today as I move into this podcast with Tara Paolo Studio, Deconstruction Junction, every Wednesday, live taping at 1 p.m. Eastern, 12 Central. There's a mantra that we have here in the network. Not original, but something that we often come back to. And that is, I let go of everything that does not serve me. It's a tall drink. I let go of everything that does not serve me. What about my mama? Does she or does she not serve you? What about my daddy? Does he or doesn't he serve? What about my high school friends or my childhood friends or my pastor? What about my academic advisors? What about my colleagues? What about the opinions of my colleagues? What about the opinion of my boss? This is why people consider me a judgmental asshole. Because if you're not serving me in this moment, I'm letting go of you too. I'm letting go of you too if you do not serve me in this moment. Because all of life is a movement towards my wholeness. If I focus on the people who are trying to tear me down, or the people who are trying to take up space, or the people who are trying to get attention, or work out their inner turmoil and inner chaos on me, I'm never going to go anywhere. And certainly, just to tie it all together, if I'm believing that a man with a pointy ears and a pointy tail, or a sky daddy that looks like Zeus, is out to get me, and it's making me depressed, anxious, panicked, and paranoid, it's time to build a bigger boat. I tell these people all the time, if your God can't hold the trans people and the homosexuals and the biracial people and the so-called sinners, if your God can't hold that, you need a bigger God. And that's what we're going to be doing for the next 20 to 25 years, KM. You see, like, I talk about different things, but I'm pretty much talking about the same shit every day. What does it mean to be loved and lovable? Shining, unstoppable. Love as the truth that carries our souls. I am 7 minutes late to my next appointment, but I wanted to go live, even though it was muted at the top of this, in tears, to testify of my freedom from the things that used to harm me. And I would encourage everybody today, call up somebody and testify of your freedom. I used to be in chains. I used to be a people pleaser. I used to be codependent on others. I used to be powerless over my emotions. And then I got free. And the people that love sets free, guess what? They're free indeed. See you soon.